So now we're going to show you building out the actual Shopify store and how to get started with constructing our website. So as you can see, we can also find products to sell, but I already have an idea of what product I actually want to sell here. So I will import that into the website later. So let's get started. So just for quick reference, this is going to be the product which I'm going to be using to sell on this store. This is basically like a massaging belt which women can use to relieve pain and discomfort. So this is what we're going to be designing our store around in this course. Now that we've got the product out of the way that we're actually going to be utilizing, we can jump into the design process. So let's first go and click on customize theme, and this will allow us to pick a theme for our store, what we're going to actually build it around. So the current theme by default is Dawn. Now Dawn is totally fine, most themes are actually completely fine, but we're going to actually look for a theme which is more in line with our current model. Now I personally think that Sense is also a pretty good theme. Since we're in the beauty niche, you can see that the preview for this theme is actually around like a beauty store. So I am actually going to click try theme. I'm going to press add theme for Sense down here because I think this is really good and it matches our kind of brand image and store image which we want to create. So we're just going to click install theme and add theme, and it's going to install it onto our Shopify store, so then we can get started building the website. So now it will say under theme library, Sense has just been added, so you want to press publish, and what this will do is it will replace the default theme, which is usually Dawn by default, and then it will publish this theme as your store. So now our online store, if we press this little I button next to it, view your online store, it should now have this new theme which we've just added. Okay, now this is obviously bare bones, it's just a theme right now, we need to customize it ourselves, but this is just kind of like a preview of it. So then what we would do is we would go ahead and press customize to actually go onto the store builder itself. Now there's two things we can do in the Shopify store builder if we want to build out a store and flesh it out. So above my camera here there's a little icon, and this icon allows you to preview the website in full screen mode, desktop mode, and mobile mode. So this will be behind my camera, but this little button here is what I will be referring to when we switch the view. So I'd recommend going into mobile view if you want to optimize it for mobiles later. Most of your store customers are going to be coming from mobile because they'll be using an app like TikTok, especially if you are marketing on an app like TikTok, which is basically only mobile users. You want to just focus on mobile. But if you're using Facebook ads, for an example, you might want to optimize it on PC because a lot of people using Facebook are also on the desktop as well, especially because it's more of an older demographic than TikTok. So I'm going to be building this website just in the normal builder. Now, if we click on the title above here, we can customize the actual title, and we can click the different elements on the left-hand side to mess with those as well. Now, I'd recommend removing this featured collection unless you've got a niche store. If you have a niche store, you can leave this here to feature your 4 main winning products. But for this particular reason, I'm going to remove this because this store is only going to be based around one product. So I'm actually just going to press this I here to hide it. You can obviously remove it, but that will just hide it from your store. So now we have the featured collection, which you want to hide, which will remove the display. You can also talk about your brand here, so you can have like brand identity. I'm going to remove this as well. So I'm going to remove this rich text block over here. And then there's also another product collection. I want there just to be one product, so I don't want it to be a collage, so I'm going to remove that collage as well. And then also, this might be good here for an example, okay? If you're designing just one product, you can put like 4 PowerPoints about your product here, and then put a description on it, just like you can do later on your product page. So I'd recommend leaving this if you've got one product on your landing page. This is actually pretty good. Collections, you want to remove these as well. So I'm going to hide the collection list. And then the email subscription is actually pretty good, so we'll make use of that. Now, this can be useful over here. We'll fill in all this information later as well. Now, if you click on the header over here, we can actually add a brand logo, or you can press edit brand, and it will take you to the branding page. So this is where you can upload your logos and some of the other logos and brand identity things, which will be useful. So you can edit them all there. Under store details, you can edit the basic information of your store. So here, then you can actually put in your store brand. So this was going to be our brand name, so I'll just save that as Aleve. So now our brand name is Aleve. So we can press save here on the store builder, which is behind my camera. It's actually changed my brand name, which I just did as well. What we're going to do is we're going to advertise the product here. Now, building out your store, you want to have a few competitor websites to refer to use as inspiration. You can use my methods, which I outlined in this course, to find them via Google, reverse Google image search, and other methods like the My Shopify search to find those selling your product, which I've done. Our product has a pink theme. It's a pink product with a white band around it. So I want the store to have this same color style of the actual product itself. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, right? So we're going to click on this little theme settings button on the left, and this is where we can actually change the colors of our theme. So background 2 is this yellowy theme we have right here. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to press this little purple here. I'm going to move this up until until we get kind of like a nice light pink color. And we also have the background hue gradient. So I'm going to click this other pink color we've selected as well. I'm going to change this to kind of like a lighter pink color over here. And we can also do the same for these other gradients as well. So we can change it to like a pinky kind of store color. And now we have like a pink website. Okay. Now we can do a little bit more of this later and fine tune the colors because they're definitely not perfect due to the actual gradients, but we'll come back and mess with that later. The main good thing that we have right now is we have it pink themed around our pink product. And we can also change this to a bit of a different shade of pink later when we have more information about that as well. To be honest, it's probably like a bit more like this, the actual color. Now that we have our pink color, we want to put our product image over here. So under here, we have this image with text. We can click cover image here, which is behind my camera. So we want to press change and replace. And this is where we can actually change our cover image, okay? We just press cover image and we can change that under brand. Now I'm going to save this image here and save this, and I'm going to use this as the cover image. So I can just go down, find the cover image, upload, and press this one, which I've just found on Google, and upload this to Shopify. Then press done, and then press save, refresh this. Now we have the cover image on here. Now, as you can see, the cover image itself is a different color scheme to the other colors we've used in the theme. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this quickly in Photoshop. I'd recommend you have some kind of Photoshop skills here because otherwise your website's not going to look as good. Otherwise, you can just try and find transparent images. So in Photoshop, I've just gone ahead and removed the background so it's transparent, so it should show up much better on our Shopify website. If you don't know how to do this, you can always try and find a transparent image or find a better product image which blends into your website in the website builder. But this is just an easier way that I found because I know some image editing skills. So I'm going to save this now and then replace the one which we just uploaded on Shopify and see if it looks better. So now I've uploaded it and I press save. We should be able to refresh our Shopify page in the website builder and hopefully it should have made effect. So now you can see this doesn't look perfect, but it does look a lot cleaner. If we switch into the mobile view, as you can see, it's still not perfect. We can come back and change this website a little bit later. But as you can see, it does look a lot cleaner. Now, the image with text, we can actually go ahead and remove some of this stuff. So if we actually hide some of this stuff over here, then it would just have our image on. But I'd recommend keeping this because it covers up some of the imperfections in the actual image itself. You may need to fiddle around with the coloring of the theme. I would probably go back and do a little bit of extra work on this website probably later. But I just want to show you how the actual site builder works, okay? This will take a lot longer and some more fine tuning. Then we try and have some kind of friendly brand introduction. So I just put something like Meet a Leave, which is our product name and our brand name. So it's kind of like you've been introduced to someone, but you've been introduced by the product itself. Then we'd write something inside this text over here, and we could just type in a sentence about the product. Now, I've copied this other one from a different website, so I'm actually obviously going to change this a little bit in my own words. I'm just going to put the best solution for cramp relief and aches and pains. Instant soothing with smart dynamic heat massage therapy. So I found some cool description on a competitor website and I rewrote it into my own words, and you can see it's actually looking quite professional right now. We're introducing the product, we're saying what the purpose of the product is, and it's kind of piquing people's interest a little bit. Now, these are going to be our 4 key purposes of the product or why the product is good. So at this point, you want to have already outlined all the strengths of your product. Now, usually we would either do that first when we found our winning product and make a list of all that, or we would do it later when we're adding it via Shopify and then creating the product page. But we want to also put that same information on the product's homepage too, because we conveniently have these 4 different sections where we can put good stuff about the product itself. So we'll go into the product page and we'll go find what the product is good for and why people should actually get the product. Okay, so we're looking for the key strengths over here. So first of all, we have high safety. So that's going to be a good one. So we can use that as our first point. So we're just going to put safety in mind, and then we're going to paste this in here, and then we're going to put using only the safest materials to heat evenly around the affected area. You can be assured of even heat without the worry of burns or overheating. So that's going to be the first one, which we're going to put in there. So as you can see, we now have one in here. So we're going to go on the product page and find some others. Then over here, we have another one. So this is 3-speed constant temperature, freely adjustable. So we're going to put the title as completely adjustable. Custom modes for 3-speed constant temperature switching between 45 to 65 degrees, freely adjustable. So now we have the second one over here. So this website's starting to look a bit more professional. The only thing I would change at this point is maybe the theme colors, fine tune the theme colors a little bit and optimize the image a bit more, but we can do that a little bit later. We're trying to kind of build the core of the website right now, and we'll fine tune it a little bit later, or I would fine tune it before I actually launch it publicly. And then the next one, we have lightweight and portable. So this is also another good point. Lightweight, and then we'll just put something very similar like lightweight and portable. Take it with you anywhere you need to. And then the last point I would probably make as the washable point. Washable and easy to clean. Easy to wash and clean to keep it in perfect condition for years to come, for an example. So I would flesh out these descriptions a little bit so they're not off balance with these first 2. So now we've fleshed out these 4 points. So we have the the product hero picture of our main winning product. We have an introduction to the product, a button to shop now so they can jump into the product page. We could change the link of this by clicking paste link or search, and you want to click the link of this to the products page. Later, when we've built out our actual product page for this product specifically, we can link it to the specific product page for that as well, so it can go directly to the store page. And we can also put an order button on the home page as well. Then we have our email list. So it says subscribe to our emails. So this isn't very well written, so I change it to join our weekly club, and then you want to write something specific to this product. So for the latest tips on pain relief, product news, and useful articles, join our weekly mail list. I put email list, and then just put something like unlock exclusive offers and free promotions, and then that kind of gives them more of an incentive to actually join the mail list, because there's actually a bonus for them joining and not just for us capturing their email, right? Menu, we can leave this. This is just going to be your normal footer menu. Then the store, here we can put some contact information about our store. So you can just put something like about us. Even if we have an about us page, you can put something on here. For here, for an example, you could put something like phone number, email, address. If you can't put your address because maybe you're like a teenager in your parents' house or something, you could put either a fake address or somewhere like just a city name or something like that. But try and put an email where they can contact you and a phone number, just to add some more trust to your website. As for your image, this could be any image here. So this could just be, I'm just going to fill it with a product picture right now just to fill that. And then our promise. So share more information about your brand. So what's your brand's mission? What do you want to do? So I'm just going to put something like Aleve strives to help thousands of women around the world to help with comfort and pain relief. Just something like that, so you know you're kind of operating for the people. And then now we have completed our main store. So this is our main store, and we're going to press save. And this is the basic setup. This is the most basic store setup we could do, just to show you how it works. Obviously, if you do want to preview the store, you can go ahead, press these three dots at the top, and then press view, and this will let us view kind of like an example of our store. So we have our brand name, we have our picture, we have the product introduction, the good things about our product, join the newsletter, and some information on the footer. So like I said, this is the most basic store setup. I would add some more pages, which is what we're going to do after as well. Now, if you want to make your website look a little bit more professional, you may want to remove this powered by Shopify at the bottom, because this can be a little bit unprofessional. People will know you've used a web builder, and if it says Shopify, people who are not exactly dumb will know that you're probably running a dropshipping store and you're doing Shopify dropshipping. So it's best just to remove that. So let me show you now how we can remove that from the footer of your website at the bottom. So we want to click on this back here, exit after we've saved it. And then what we want to do is we want to click on themes over here, and these little three dots on the current active theme that we've edited. And this will allow you to edit the code and edit the languages, okay? So click on edit languages over here on the theme, and this is where we're going to find the powered by Shopify. What you want to do is you want to press search or filter and type in powered by. And when we do that, it will take us to this here where it says powered by Shopify. Where it says powered by Shopify, it doesn't actually have Shopify typed in as text. It's like gray text, but it's not actually there. So you're wondering, how do you remove it? Well, all you do is just press space, and then basically that will mean so there's no default text there, and we can press save. Anyway, after that's saved, your website should now not have powered by Shopify. So let's open up our store again and scroll to the bottom, and now it just says 2022 and our brand name, and we've removed the powered by Shopify text, so the website looks a little bit more professional. Now, just a little bit of a tip, guys. If you want your website to look very professional, but you don't have any product images which look good enough, or you need some more images to show on your website around the same niche that your product is, I'd recommend using Pexels.com. A lot of people recommend this, so you've probably heard about it before. But basically, this is a gigantic free stock photos library where you'll find royalty-free images which are not bound by copyright. So you can use these on your website without getting into legal trouble. So I'd recommend using this instead of using Google Images if you want to avoid problems. And you can type in random phrases in here like beauty, and just find niche-based photographs from the kind of model that your store is based on. And a lot of them are high quality, made by photographers that will look really good and professional on your website, and it'll make your brand look like a real brand and not some cheap store. So if you really want to up the game in terms of your website design, I would go on this website, and I'll probably do this later to make the store look a bit better too. This is usually what I use when I build out stores for these videos and ones that I actually want to test. So I'd really recommend using this if you want good images, because it's very hard to find copyright or royalty-free images elsewhere, and you never know which images on Google Images are going to be bound by copyright, so you're just playing Russian roulette. Now, for those of you that don't want to just use text on your website in the website builder, so if I go back in the website builder to show you what I mean, those of you that don't just want your brand name at the top here in text, you can actually create a logo. Now, one thing I did forget to show you though, is if we go into theme settings and typography, this is where you can actually change your fonts, guys. So if you want to have a font which looks a little bit different and change the font of your brand, you can do it here. This will change the font on your page and make it look a bit cleaner. Your font font can make your website look a lot better, so you can take some time to go around and mess with the fonts. By default, there's not really that many fonts which Shopify gives you. Some of the more basic ones are just naturally going to be better, but I'd recommend going through these and just taking a look and seeing if they improve your website in any way. So that's how you can go look for fonts down here. Also, if you press on load more, it will give you a bit more of a catalog of fonts, and it'll show you a preview on the left hand side so you can see if they actually look good first of all. So I'm just going to leave these on default right now on a basic font, but that's how you would change your fonts. If you wanted to have a logo instead of the text above here, you would have a logo image here, and you'd click on edit brand and you'd upload a logo in the brand page, which you would upload over here under default logos, and the square would be a small logo as well, which will be used on the web address. So if you want to have a logo, there's a few different options. You can use the Adobe Express logo creator for free, so you can create a logo in here, and also Shopify has a free one. Shopify has a logo creator called Hatchful where you can create professional quick logos, and this is quite nice. Okay, so the Adobe one, you basically tell them about the logo. So I'm just going to put like massage business just for an example. It's going to be called Aleve, which is the name of the brand, and the slogan I don't really have, so I'm not going to select that. You can choose a style of what it's going to look like. I'm going to click on bold. You can search through these free icons and select one, and it'll actually try and find icons based on the niche or the keyword you've typed in, which is actually pretty cool. So I could select these hands here, which looks pretty decent, and then we can press next, and it will design a few random logos for us. So now we have a few brand logos which we could actually use on our website. So this is the Adobe Express logo generator, which I think is a really nice one. As for the Shopify one, pretty simple. So I could go into the health and beauty niche, press next, and it guides you through a few different steps. So yet again, I'll just select the bold visual style. I'll type in the business name over here. It's very similar to the Adobe one, and then we're going to use this on our online store or website, and it'll give us some pre-made logos which actually look kind of attractive as well. And obviously we have a pink website, so if I was to find one of these that was pink, like one of these, I could use this on our store, and it will just consistently generate some. Like for an example, I quite like this one. This looks pretty cool. This looks quite nice as well. So I could click on edit this one if I like this one for an example, and I could just press next, and it says congratulations, and then you can download. So if you're an account, you can log in. Now you need to have an account under this platform over here, but you can actually download it if you have an account, and that's how you would get a free logo to use on your website, guys. So if you want to have a professional logo and not just some text at the top to make your website look better, this is how you would do it.